Oh, sorry about that, guys. We got to the preset limit of the recording time on this stupid Sanyo camcorder. It's probably one of the things I should replace next, I think. I was fortunately looking at the screen and just saw it go off and then start a new recording. I was just checking that what I'd recorded has actually been saved properly, which it has. Now I think we got down to the filters. I said there were two filters, 25 quid each. I bought two. So what we can do is take two dirty ones out and instantly put two clean ones in, and then we can go and clean the others with minimum disruption. There is a filter clean option where it will pause the pumps and everything for, I think it's 30 minutes. I have to double check in the instructions, but you can just set that, everything's killed, and you can get the filters out and changed. We've got 18 LEDs, a 3 kilowatt heater, 4 air inlet regulators. It's the Balboa TP600 controller. There is a 3/4 inch drain, but the quickest option is just to buy a cheap submersible pump when you do water changes. Water changes are going to be, it's going to vary obviously on the organic load that gets in there and how you treat the water, but you're probably talking 10-12 weeks tops before the water needs changing, so you've got to bear that in mind as one of the costs. Everything is maintenance free synthetic materials. The cabinet colour is brushed grey, thermal cover with child locks and 3 headrests. So that's the basic specs of that. So yeah, probably that's covered the sort of intro to why we were looking at a spa, why we chose Best Buys. I've got to say the Hungarian to English manual is it's probably not the best. There's some classic lines which I'll probably point out another time that are just hilarious, and I have absolutely no idea what they meant. I've never really understood why companies can't employ a fluent English speaker to translate their manuals, but it's it's good enough. It covers everything that you need to know, although it's not the clearest manual that I've ever come across. It probably looks a bit confusing because they're doing it in, from the main menu you move to here, and then these are the options, and you move through, and all that sort of thing. But if you sit and read it carefully, it all becomes clear. There's a section of just in the filtration times, on and off times, and that sort of thing. And one of the most stupid things, it doesn't have a backup for the clock. So if the power goes off and then back on again, the clock is reset to midday, which is just stupid. Just about every piece of electronic equipment you can buy these days has a battery backup system for the clock. Now, if it happened to come on, if the power went off and the power came back on at midday, although the clock won't display the right time, apparently the preset filtration period will actually operate at the correct hours, because I guess it's counting up from the midday. So although the clock's not set, it knows that it's been on, say, for 8 hours, and that is when the filtration should kick in. So yeah, a pretty disappointing thing that's missing from a very, very expensive piece of equipment. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit silly, really, but everything else seems fine. There is a small diagram on the back that shows you the basic connections. And yeah, well, look, that's it. That's going to be that video, and the early one I did a few minutes ago, the long one. Any questions, just ask. We're going to be looking at equipment, meters for testing. As you know, my colour vision is not brilliant. Looking at test strips to determine chlorination and stuff like that, pH, is is not good for me or anyone that's colorblind. So we've gone for some electronic options. We're going to have a quick look at those later, and a more in-depth look at those as and actually in use, and see whether they're worth it or not. And this will just turn into another series, hopefully. So I hope that was interesting, and I'll catch you later.